A sneak peek at what's coming up next.
Is the second somebody says, I have pain, immediately somebody with their own goes, yeah, but I have it worse. Everybody wants empathy, but for themselves. They're not really asking for it for anybody else.
It's like MAGA stuff where it's like this brain dead person posting about gas prices. Gas prices increased during Biden was because of him, but the gas prices increasing now is not Trump's fault.
Trump outright called it on TV a war.
Listen, we have Pete Hegseth,
the
Secretary of War. Trump once had like a really bad Persian rug, and so he's getting revenge. That's
Oh
what
my
it is.
good God.
It's fun to see the people who are out there with crosses on their pickup trucks and Jesus tattoos. They're making excuses for us and Israel murdering children, but it's okay when we do.
Apparently.
Jesus would condone us killing children. Get ready for peak autism infotainment. Thrilling topics, amazing guests, great laughs, and autism.
On the Spectrum, an autistic podcast.
Let's talk.
Welcome.
My God. My God.
Welcome to another episode of On the Spectrum Podcast. I'm Serge.
No.
And this is
just
Nick A. Anderson.
yes, which does not fit the theme, but I'll take it.
Nick A. Anderson Windows. Indoors.
Anyway, I forgot we were already recording. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
no, it's fine. So, while Nick exercises,
Yeah, huh?
So the topic we have today is not like anything. It's not anything crazy, you know. It's
That's how we're going to start the episode?
yeah. I mean, yeah. Nick and I do not presume to be experts. Consult your local doctor for health advice. If you happen to hallucinate, consult a shaman.
If this is a medical emergency, hang up and down.
If you've had an
911.
erection for longer than 4 hours, we're not experts of anything.
Yeah, nothing whatsoever. We're just two human beings who happen to be on the spectrum, and we're talking about things.
We're recording in the evening. We usually record in the morning or during the day,
That's true.
but this is an evening because I've been working a lot, and this is the only time I had to record right now.
Yes.
And I also have auditions this week, so I got to do that too.
Oh.
So I wanted to talk about, just because we didn't have a topic ahead of time, and I've been thinking about there's something called the zero-sum game. Zero-sum game is an idea that comes from economics, and it has to do with like this concept that in order for there to be a winner, there has to be a loser, right? So if I gain something, that means that you lose something. However, there's also something called the zero-sum game fallacy, which is where people use that idea in other contexts. And I wanted to talk about it because I see people doing this quite a bit. One example that I have is like when it comes to things regarding like gender issues, where people talk about their experiences or their difficulties with being a man versus being a woman, some of the gender roles and expectations that are, you know, negative for either or. People act as though if you talk about one, that it somehow detracts or zeroes out the other, although it doesn't. Like, you can talk about both things. You can talk about the issues that impact women. You can talk about the issues that impact men, and they don't cancel each other out. They can both be true at the same time.
Right.
I don't know if you have anything you want to say about that, or I can go on to my next point before we continue.
Well, it's just the entire idea of like, there's only just so much space. There's only just so much people will listen to. I mean, that's true about anything. And usually when somebody, I have found it this way, and I don't know if there's any real truth to this, but here's what I notice on a regular basis is the second somebody says, I have pain, immediately somebody with their own goes, yeah, but I have it worse, and here's why. Almost immediately, as if we're fucking competing to figure out who's got it worse.
Yeah.
And the thing about it is when the other person goes, haha, I'm worse off than you are, somehow that invalidates the hurt somebody else has somehow. And I personally don't like it because, like, if you want somebody to give a shit about you, you got to give a shit about somebody else. I mean, I've said it on the show before. I believe in that level of balance of things. So if you're going to say my pain is worse than yours, you're basically saying that their pain ain't worth it.
Well, first of all, why do you have to quantify it? And second of all, how is it a competition? I have it worse.
Yeah, like
Yay.
who fucking wants to win that one? Although that is a fucking thing that there are people who actually want to win. What do we call it? The Victim Olympics or something like that. They really do want to win that shit. And my favorite is when people get backed into that conversation.
Listen, you have to be careful saying that because you're a white male.
Yeah, whatever.
So
I have yet to watch my tongue any
speaking
episode.
of which,
so
I probably shouldn't talk about this on the episode, but I'm gonna anyway. Actually, I had an interesting interaction with a lady this week. She was an older woman of color who was wearing a Black Panther shirt.
Oh, cool.
And
as in like Wakanda Forever Black Panther?
No, like Black Panther Party.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like,
now that makes more sense. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And she was very nice to me, by the way. But she was wearing a Black Panther shirt, a Black Panther Party shirt, and she had like a Mary pin, like Mother Mary pin.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then she had, I forget what else, but she came in and to make a long story short, she kind of confused. She confused me and she confused my boss. And then I thought it was a little funny because we were confused by her. And she was a little bit embarrassed about the situation. So my boss felt like she was accusing him of being racist or judgmental of her. Oh. Yeah, because she used to have like a government phone or something like that.
Yeah, okay.
And I don't know. I don't know why this reminded me of that, but I don't know. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Oh, okay. Because it sounded like there was a strength in that.
There was
somewhere.
I forget where I was going to go with that, but she was a very interesting person. Yeah. It started out a little rough, and then by the end of it, she was like shaking my hand and telling me how much she appreciated me.
Yeah. But that makes sense. Did you help her?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably why.
And to my own detriment.
What?
So coming from a sales standpoint,
yes,
I did what was best for her, not what was best for the company.
Which you should be applauded for.
I didn't want to take advantage of an older woman who was clearly on a budget. So,
right. So back to the topic at hand. I just see. So I'm the one who does most of the social media, and I say it almost every episode that I'm the one who does most of the social media. And in that, I end up seeing a lot of the interactions amongst people. Yeah. And unfortunately, that means I'm actually communicating with a lot of people. And one of the things that I hate is when you're having the conversation about things that have gone on in your life, okay, good, bad, whatever. And then when the other person seemingly feels as if their shit isn't bad enough, they immediately start switching it over to some other marginalized population that has had it worse. Yeah. And then immediately throw it in your face and go, well, but you had all of these advantages and they had none. We're not talking about any of that. All I was saying in the conversation, like a specific instance of this, there was a person and they decided to be very stereotypical at me to begin with without knowing anything about me, and said that there's no way I could understand what it is to be an autistic person in America. Yeah. Because at first they didn't know that I was autistic. And then once I said, no, I am autistic, then they immediately said, well, you don't know what it's like being autistic and early diagnosed. And I said, no, I don't. So what's it like for you? And I said, but you don't know what it's like being late diagnosed autistic. And they said, well, but I also have all these other conditions. And I said, okay, let me name off mine, I guess. And I worded it that way in the text back to the person of, okay, well, let me name off mine now too. And I did. I listed off, a couple of mine.
If it's a
Not
competition.
even all of them. Yeah. And then their response was, well, but POCs, blah, 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 and a bunch of other stuff. They completely shifted the conversation away from themselves. Okay. because I don't know how they actually identify. I do know that their picture for their TikTok account was very clearly a white person. And you've got me doing it now. Yeah, they do. I didn't even mean to say it that way, but it very clearly. But they just kept going and going and going. And I finally said, what are we talking about at this point? Because we started this conversation with you telling me how I can't possibly understand what you're talking about. But the post we're on is in support of low support need people, being recognized as actually needing support. I mean, that was the post we were initially looking at, right? And they just, and they went into it. But then instead of following on their path, because clearly they were getting no sympathy out of me just by listing off their shit, they decided to then bring up other groups of people just so they could feel right in all of it. Or at least that's the way it seemed.
I've been trying to take a different path with some of these people lately. Call it radical empathy.
Okay. I mean, we can try calling it that.
But it's just trying to accept.
I don't know if there's anything radical about being empathetic, but
just trying to be charitable. So
Yeah.
like people do things that I think are annoying or even maybe cruel or in bad faith or whatever. Like that experience we had the other day with a certain person we know. And eventually my response was just like, you know what? I love you. I hope you're doing good, brother. I don't know if you're upset I had a bad day, but I don't want to fight with you.
yeah, that was a very weird interaction with him.
But the point is,
Yes.
I'm trying to go that road with a lot of the people. So when people start acting like this person that you were talking to, I don't know. I didn't see the interaction.
Yeah.
So my question would be, instead of trying to argue with them or go down this path of competing to who has it worse or comparing conditions or whatever,
Right.
I would have maybe tried to just say like, okay, well, why is this person doing this? What are they trying to convey and why? Even if maybe they don't know what they're trying to convey, maybe they're just expressing feelings. Maybe it's something that triggered them. I don't know. I'm trying to be a little more empathetic and just try to understand where this person is coming from, even if I find their actions to be annoying.
And I had done that for a long time, and you know that. I always tried to give people benefit of the doubt. And now I've reverted back to being a 13-year-old, and now I say things like your mother on a regular basis in any post that I'm in. On my private accounts, not
Well,
on,
I mean, it can be
on the
exhausting
Spectrum
to do that all the time, but I'm trying to.
I know you're trying to walk a different path, a path that I walked once upon a time too, but I've gotten a bit exhausted with it, if you will. And so now I'm reverting back to just pissing people off. Again, not on the on the Spectrum stuff, but really for my private stuff. Because honestly, I get way more conversation out of people that goes somewhere by me saying something clearly obnoxious and trolly than when I try to engage somebody in a real conversation.
Yeah.
I get more out of them. Like there was a guy the other day. I went on to some Republican specific kind of Facebook page post, and they were talking about getting immigrants out of the country or some shit. And I just kept putting like your mother to a bunch of comments. And this one guy said, you don't know my mother. And I said, I know. And he was like, well, but don't you feel, and he made this valid point. And then I expressed my point of view. And I said, I don't give a shit about borders and all that other stuff that we've talked about before. And he goes, well, but here's some of the issues that I think arise when you let too many people in. And like we had this 2-hour long back and forth. It was great. But on that, back to our topic of zero sum.
There is a recent exception from what I was telling you about. I'm trying to find it.
Oh, all right.
I took a screenshot, I think.
Oh, okay. So
this here.
Oh. Okay. yeah, that was yes.
So
me and you were such a-holes outside of this.
yeah. So, but I screenshotted it and I sent it to my boss and I was like, yeah, being nice is hard.
It is. So I will actually say on that note, to be serious and getting back to zero sum game, what we were talking about there actually is enough space for everybody. I think that's part of the problem that I see more than anything is everybody wants empathy, but for themselves. I see a whole lot of people crying out for empathy and compassion and consideration for others, but they're not really asking for it for anybody else because they're doing to somebody else what they're saying this other group has been put through.
Yeah, I think it's difficult
To a
because you can only
degree.
control your own actions and what you can do.
Well,
Like, it's not like I'm going to go out and form a group to try to help, every person's issue that pops up.
Mhm.
But what I can do on an individual basis is try to listen and understand and empathize with that person if I interact with them. But one of the things I wrote down as another
Yes.
example was like, kind of what you're talking about
Yep.
is like ADHD, autism, neurodivergent spaces is like, there's
Yep.
a lot of competing there where people are
Who's
trying
the
to say,
biggest
I have it
victim?
worse than you.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
not like 100% what the zero sum game thing as far as what I was talking about, but it's more so like it's the idea that like if there is a winner, there has to be a loser. So like it's like
Yeah.
this cancels out that,
Right.
and it doesn't. If I talk about my particular issue, my problem, my trauma, my history, it doesn't invalidate yours.
And I would say that works in all cases when it comes to men's and women's issues. Just because a man is in the space and he says that, he has depression, it doesn't make your depression as a woman any less valid. But then to turn around and invalidate his, like you wouldn't want him to do it to you, but yet you do it to him. In this case of autism ADHD, the amount of people that I have seen do lives and posts and videos and things who whine and moan of all the things they can't do because of their level 2, which, by the way, I have a specific person in my head that really irritates the shit out of me. This human being does a lot of posts and constantly talks about how level 2s can't do blah, and then gives some personalized story about how he was unable to do so. That's your fucking story. That's not everybody who's a level 2 autistic. And on that, fucking stop calling it levels. Anyway, I know clinically
Level
in the book.
up.
Yeah, like what irritates me the most about this gentleman is
Does it cap out at level 99 like Final Fantasy?
it does.
Or-
It does. Yeah, you can't reach level 100.
All right.
No.
And what's the max damage we can do? What's the damage cap?
138, lack of sarcasm. No, like one of the posts he made, one of the videos he made on TikTok, he specifically talked about how he didn't get certain types of humor until he was older. But even then, it's clearly not funny because it's not well thought out. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. You're rationalizing why you didn't get the fucking joke. Like, that's why you didn't think it was funny. You didn't get the fucking joke. Just accept the fact that you didn't get the fucking joke.
I mean, to be fair, there's a lot of jokes I don't get, that I do get and I don't think are funny.
Well, and
but-
this motherfucker talks about how he can't work anymore. It's so hard to find a job. Yeah, if you didn't tattoo your fucking neck, you'd be able to have a lot more job opportunities, you fucking dick. Sorry. By the way, I don't actually hate him. I don't know him super, super well. I just know that a couple of videos that I've seen of him irritate the shit out of me. In fact, one of which I posted directly and said, none of what you just said is true. Because he tried to say that there's research about level 2s, that they blah, blah, are afflicted by something more than level 1s or some shit. Like, shut the fuck up. And yes, higher support needs, your life is more fucking difficult. Guaranteed. I get it. It was just,
So we're Super Saiyan 1.
he's
Super Saiyan 2?
Yeah, he's a grown-ass man who held a job in his life for a long time, from what I understand, okay? Married, they got divorced, probably his fault, just because I don't like him. I mean, it's probably not his fault. But, like, he was able at some point to all of these things, and now that he's later in life diagnosed, now all of a sudden, level 2s aren't able to blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up.
When your
Like-
day is long.
Because before you found out you were autistic,
And
you were
night-
capable. You were doing those
when the
fucking
night
things.
is yours
You
alone.
didn't magically lose the ability to fucking work, but you're going through some
When you
shit. Work on
think
it.
you've had
Oh.
too much.
The post that I disliked,
this
and I'm sorry,
life.
I'm turning this into a bitch session about stuff, but
Hang on.
it's just because when I pointed out to him, the video that irritated me the most was he said in the video that there's no therapies that work for level 2 autistic people because they can't possibly work, because journaling and taking a minute to yourself, well, our nervous system is unregulated. You're literally saying you have no control over your own nervous system, which is not a completely true statement. There is some validity to that, but it's not completely true.
Does anybody really have control over the nervous system?
Well,
I thought it was just like electrical signals.
But that's why I'm saying that there is some...
Yeah, like don't put your hand on the hot thing.
Yeah. Like...
It's going to send a signal to my brain that it's going to burn.
Yeah, that it's going to fucking hurt. It was just his broad statement that said no therapy works for any, and here's why I know this, because none of them worked for me. Bitch, a whole lot of things in your life didn't work for you the way you thought they were going to, but they didn't work out, and it's not because the system is wrong. It's because you didn't work them, or because shit didn't work out.
It's easier
Dude just irritates the shit out of me. Anyway, and that's okay that he does. I'm not saying he's a bad person. I just don't like him. Because he says gross generalized statements, and he says them all as definitives, and he claims to have research to back it up. But I almost 100% guarantee, egotistically speaking, that he doesn't have the kind of evidence he thinks he has to back up what he's saying. But also, zero sum.
It's easier to make excuses than it is to find solutions.
That's actually kind of what I'm going for there, is it's much easier to make the excuse. And all of the people who say... For all the people who say, my brain does X, it's your fucking brain. Anyway, back to this in particular. Because I'm not trying to invalidate that bad shit has happened to him in his life. It's just he's also going on TikTok and he's making his lack of effort, or the fact that it didn't work for him, he's making that as if it's not going to work for other people in the process. And that's not fucking true. But when it comes to this, the same thing can be applied to, you can't understand because you're an X, you're whatever.
I don't know if
that
that's
statement, whatever you want.
Zero sum game. It's not really zero sum game.
I think it applies to this idea because it's basically saying that you are incapable, and that there's no way anyone could understand me. And so I think it's about space. It's about how, like the ADHD bigger victim part. Okay. I think that it plays into it, that it's this kind of thinking, that there's a finite amount of space, a finite amount of empathy, a finite amount of energy in a day. I don't believe any of that exists. I think we could push ourselves to care more, to have more empathy. And I know I just bitched about this dude that I'm giving no empathy to, and then
fuck this guy. We need more empathy.
Yeah, that's yeah. I could probably edit the two of those together. I don't like this guy. We should all have more empathy. Yeah.
One of the things that made me think about this topic,
please,
was the
help me out here.
The political thing. So there was some. I keep getting stuff on my social media that I feel like it's. My social media accounts are trying to gaslight me because it's showing me stuff that I clearly don't like. And I think they do that so that you'll try to engage with it, or they want you to respond to it. Yeah. But I kept getting this stuff about, it's like, not even, I can't even call it conservative. It's more like MAGA. It's like MAGA stuff. Yeah. Where it's like this brain dead person posting about gas prices. Yeah. And they were saying, well, Biden's the reason gas prices increased during Biden was because of him, but the gas prices increasing now is not Trump's fault, or something like that. And they listed all these different reasons on like both sides. This is all the things Trump's done. This is all the things that Biden's done. And then I just commented and I said, so we're not going to talk about Iran ? And then I got bombarded by all these MAGA people responding, and none of their responses made any sense. No. And they were all like, well, Biden this, Biden that, and you love Biden, and something about transgenders, like how many genders there are, and like you're a liberal cuck and all this stuff. And I'm like, all I said was, so we're not going to mention Iran, because clearly that has to do with why gas prices are going up. But they make these connections in their brain, and also there's some game there factors in. It's like, well, yes, I don't necessarily agree with things that Biden did either. Like, why do I have to be one or the other? Like, it can't be that like Biden can do stuff I don't like, and Trump can do things I don't like.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be one or the other.
Yeah, it's the winning and losing thing.
It's
The
like,
winning and losing.
it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, yeah, they can both be true. Like
Yes.
Biden can do things that I didn't agree with, and Trump can do things I don't agree with. I don't have to love everything Biden did. I don't have to love everything Trump does. Why
true.
is this like but these people can't, like, I don't know. I don't know if they're stupid or
No, I don't want to go derogatory on it because
that's not even dark. There are stupid people, Nick. There are people that are stupid
people.
in the world.
Well, only if you. Nope. I'll just go. Yeah.
But like, I don't know.
Because that idea by itself to me is we're defining that yes, there are stupid people because you think you're smarter than them.
I'm not saying I'm smarter than them.
Yeah, you are.
I'm smarter
You're
than-
saying you're not stupid.
I might be smarter than these individuals that I engage with,
I guarantee that.
but their responses made me think that they might not be very smart.
Yeah.
Like, either that or it's either a lack of intelligence or it's because of it's an emotional response,
Yeah.
which with a lot of MAGA people,
That's
it's an
what it is.
emotional thing, not really a logical or reasonable thing.
Yeah.
Because they have double standards. They have rules for thee and not for me. They have like they don't hold themselves to the same standard that they criticize other people for or they criticize Democrats for, but they have their own standards by which they judge people. It doesn't make any sense. And like all the stuff they bitch about with other politicians, Trump does the same thing and they have excuses for it.
Yeah. Man, we won't.
It's weird, like cult-like mentality.
Yes, and I think the access.
Trump said no new wars. Well, this one's doesn't count because they
Except
were
for
gonna
he
attack
called it
us
a
or
war.
something, or
Except for he called it a war.
well, it's not. It's an armed conflict.
No, but
it's
he
a
called it a war.
minor
So-
incursion.
So the weird part about it is, do you remember what was it, Desert Storm, whatever it was?
Yeah.
George Bush was asked multiple times over, is this a war? And he said, no, we are not declaring it a war. It is a conflict.
Yeah,
It is a
They do this. They
rescue
play these
mission.
games all
Yeah,
the
yeah.
time.
But Trump outright called it on TV a war.
Listen, we have Pete
so-
Hegseth,
Wait, Pete
The
Hegseth called
Secretary
it a war too.
of War.
Well, look, but the thing about it was the reason why they were asking that of Bush was because if the president declares it a war, right,
Yeah.
he can do so up to 90 days, I think it is, without congressional approval.
They don't give a fuck. They just do whatever they want.
But the thing, like, he's declaring it a war, right? And
Let's
that's
drop
a-
some
that's a
bombs
big
on Iranian
difference.
babies. That sounds like fun.
I don't watch goddamn news. I can't occupy.
You know,
like
Trump-
I can't let that shit occupy space in my head.
Trump
right now.
once had like a really bad Persian rug, and so he's getting revenge. That's
Oh
what it
my
is.
good
Yeah.
god. Because their customer service was horrible and wouldn't give him a refund. So he's like, "Bye, bomb your country." Jesus. Anyway,
It's fun to see the people who are out there with with crosses on their pickup trucks and
yeah.
Jesus tattoos and all this stuff, and they're out there. They're making excuses for us and Israel murdering children. But it's okay in this instance. But if other people murder people or murder kids, that's bad. But it's okay when we do it.
Apparently,
Jesus
'cause,
would condone us killing children.
You know what's a statement I hate? I hate it when people say "God bless America."
Why?
It irritates the shit out of me because
And I'm proud to be an American.
Right
Where
there.
at least I
because
know I'm
it is a very American centric statement, and you're basically saying you only want God to bless this country and nobody else on the planet. Fuck everybody else.
I mean, I don't interpret that way, but
I got reasons.
like if they said God bless Japan, I wouldn't be like, well, they're saying fuck every other country besides Japan.
Well, no, in this context, though, it's because of people's patriotism that they're saying it, and like, fuck you, okay? Like, I hope God takes care of the whole planet, right? Like, if you truly believe in an almighty God, then you believe God will take care of all people and is capable of taking care of all people. That God isn't limited and only going to take care of this country.
No,
Fuck everybody.
God can only take care of its chosen people that happen to inhabit a small.
You mean the Israelites?
Yeah.
Oh. because that's what it says in the Old Testament. We probably should not talk religion, or at least not in this episode. But anyway, back to the point. Back to your topic, sir. We strayed so far.
That's fine. I just thought up a joke in my head, but I can't say it. I'll have to save it for later.
Then why would you tell us?
Because I'm making a mental note that I just came up with a funny joke.
All right, good. You're gonna tell me later, huh?
Sure.
All right.
Let me write it down.
I think with what we've been talking about, well, not our tangents, everybody, but I think with some of the things that we're talking about when it comes to this, I think in a lot of ways people are far too them.
Yeah.
And far too interested in winning or being right.
Winning.
And I think this is not just currently problematic, but it's always been problematic with people. But social media, this is to me where social media has contributed more so to the state of affairs we're at, if you will, because we're not only being fed the information to make ourselves feel like we're right, but we're being reinforced that we're absolutely right and galvanized in our emotional belief that we are right. We're the ones being harmed or whatever the fuck. And there is a lot of bad shit going on in the world. There's a lot of policies that hurt a lot of fucking people. There's a lot of ways people treat other people that fucking hurts an entire community of people, multiple communities of people. I get that. And it doesn't help that everybody's trying to be smarter than everybody else, that everybody's trying to win. Whatever fucking game they're playing, they're trying to win. And I don't like it because it's just making people hate each other even more. All right. Nothing to say on that one.
I don't know how to respond to that. Yeah, sure.
All right. I was trying to go somewhere with that, but
I would say that for as much as I criticize and I bitch about social media way more than you do.
Yeah, you do.
But I will say that there are also the things I do like about like having access to like YouTube and things like that.
Yeah.
You get perspectives that you won't get from mainstream media, which I feel like for the most part, as much as like the quote unquote like liberal news stations will be more critical of Trump and everything like that, I still feel like they're all pretty much, I don't know, like corporate media.
Yes.
Kind of toe the line. They still do what's best for the federal government, and they're not going to be too critical ever. Mm-hmm. So like you won't hear as much criticism about what's going on in Iran, for instance, from like corporate media versus what you hear from independent journalists. Like they'll be more critical about what's going on.
So one, and I'm not going to say any of them are necessarily wrong, but I will say that independent journalists and a lot of what I can see on social media, and I'm limited because I don't actually look shit up. A lot of them that I see are literally just making videos off of somebody else's video that they saw say something about something.
Yeah, I mean, that's not what I'm talking about. But
well, I don't know in particular who you're talking about, but like some of those independent groups, they don't have the money to send somebody to Iran to find out what's going on there.
Yeah. And
so they're reporting on a report, right? Like,
yeah, yeah, some of it.
And by the way, I'm not saying that the mainstream media is doing a better job because they have more money, but they can actually get people to Iran.
Yeah.
They can actually put somebody on the ground.
Oh, you mean like the guy who was sent there and
the one that got partially blown up?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean.
While they were blowing up bridges in southern Lebanon?
Yeah.
There you
go. Something you said to me the other day in text, and I think we're about to stray even fucking way further, so I'm going to let it go.
Zero-sum game.
It was something that you texted the other day, which was something to the effect of, or at least this is the way I took it, was that the world is so horrible now, or something to that effect. Like things are horrible now or whatnot.
I don't think I said now, but just horrible in general.
Go with the sentiment. And when you texted it to me, I didn't hesitate in my head to go, yeah, no shit. because I know all this evil exists. I know all this bad happens. Like, no shit, we were going to go to war with somebody. Like, no shit, somebody was going to start a war with somebody. There's been conflicts all over the world, always. Right? Like, there's never been a time where there has not been a fucking conflict, a war, a rebellion, a fucking liberation.
My Abrahamic
wanna
God
talk
has a
about it.
bigger dick than your Abrahamic God.
Oh, isn't that cute? But it's always happened. There's always been people to do horrible, horrible things to other fucking people for no good reason other than those people are different than the other people.
Well, I would go a step further and say it's not necessarily because they're different. A lot of times it's just resources. Like they want what they have.
Different.
Well, it's not different that they have oil. It's just like we want what they have.
I'm trying to sum up all kind of conflicts together. And we went
The most
after,
conflicts to our history have been over resources.
Sure. And religions. And
We want
because-
access to an area. We want access to a seaport. We want access to your natural resources.
And religion and politics. And
I mean, besides the Crusades, I think
Don't
most
agree.
of it has not been based on religion necessarily. But
worldwide, sir.
yeah,
There's been a lot of conflicts because of religion.
I'm not saying there hasn't been. I'm saying I think the
ideologies,
majority
or-
of it has been over resources like
And I think that's part of it.
gold,
I think that's
food,
part of it. But but
metal,
like,
minerals.
no, I think a lot of conflicts are because one person doesn't like another. One group didn't like another fucking group and says, "I'm going to take what I want." I think the material side of that is part of it, but if you know you can win, is why they go after it.
Why do you think that
Like-
Russia wants Ukraine so badly?
Do you want a lot of reasons for that? Like,
I
there's
mean,
a bunch of reasons why they
Ukraine
want
is
Ukraine.
resource rich historically, and it used to be part of the Soviet Union. And
And also it gives them access to what is that ocean that Ukraine is on the edge of there?
the poop ocean.
Yeah, whatever the
There's
ocean
no
is.
ocean there.
Yeah, there is, isn't it? Yeah, isn't the southern border of Ukraine, isn't that like water?
Water? You want to look up a map?
Yeah, please look
Are
it
you
up on
thinking
a map.
of the Black Sea? Is
I
that what you're
could be.
thinking of?
I don't 100% know.
Ukraine,
Show me a map of that bitch.
the Black Sea. Yeah.
Oh, it is the Black Sea.
I just
Yeah,
saw
I
a
was wrong.
picture of the map. Whatever. The Black Sea is right there.
Yeah, give me something a little bit bigger.
The Black Sea.
Yeah. What's the landmass underneath the Black Sea?
You making me do freaking.
I am, bitch. You're the smart one here.
It's like, I think it's like Kazakhstan in that area, like the far east. What do you want to call it?
All right.
World map. Here we go. Images, world map. Here we go.
Yeah, pull up one.
God damn.
Yeah, you keep grabbing the wrong image.
Let's just go to Google Maps. There we
All
go.
right.
Because that way, at least I know I can just like zoom out and go wherever I want. We're going to go all the way to Ukraine. So below Ukraine, we have Turkey, Georgia, Syria, Israel. So yeah, Ukraine, the Black Sea is what you were thinking of.
Yep.
And then you
apparently.
get down here, you have Turkey.
Oh, and then it looks like you can get to the Mediterranean Sea from there.
Kazakhstan is to the east.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't know geography very well.
Yeah.
I thought it was in a different spot. I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know why.
That's fine, Nick.
Yeah, thanks. So anyway, yes, there are resources, and to think about things in a practical sense, yes, every war is fought over resources. But there's just other reasons why. Like Russia's going after
I feel like you
Ukraine
have to
because they
really,
can.
really hate somebody to want to go to war with them just to kill them or take over the area because you don't like them.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like the more practical reason is I want what they have.
Yeah.
And the hate could be an excuse.
Still a reason why they're doing it.
I mean, it's kind of like splitting hairs here, but I'm saying,
I don't think so.
I think that most of the time it's like the ruler or the person in charge wants what the other person has, or they feel like they need those resources in order for their empire, their country to
Yeah,
thrive.
but they also have to know that they can win.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, no, they have to know that they can put up a fight. Excuse me. Nobody has tried to invade us. Why?
Because it's
'Cause-
difficult, because we have an ocean on both sides, and we
Well,
have Canadians to the north who are not going to do anything, and we have
I was about to say, what are Canadians?
we have
gonna do?
Mexico to the south who also aren't going to do anything. So like
Because
how
we
would you,
treated them like ass.
in order to invade the U.S., you'd have to either come through Canada or Mexico, which would be a pain in the ass,
Yeah.
or land an ocean. A naval assault is very difficult, like a marine assault. 'Cause you'd have to.
Okay, so I was trying to make a point on it, and I understand that there are difficulties why, and that's historically why nobody's invaded us, because we're fucking surrounded by fucking water, and two countries that don't give a shit. Well, they might, but anyway, my point is just nobody attacks the big guy. Okay, on the schoolyard, the guy who steals the lunch money is not the weakest on the schoolyard. He's the big guy. He's the guy who knows he can throw people around, right? So it's not like Ukraine is going after Russia for land. No, Russia's going after Ukraine, right? Or did they end that? I don't
No,
know.
it's still going on.
Oh,
There's
okay.
nobody's talking about it because,
Oh.
Israel and Iran,
Yeah,
and
the news cycle changed.
Lebanon.
Yeah, and all the other fucking conflicts happening around the world. My point initially was I know all this stuff happens, and I know it is happening, and I'm not surprised that horrible people do horrible things. I'm not surprised by it. Like, I'm not surprised that groups of rich and powerful people did horrible, horrible shit and got away with it for fucking decades. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that there are still people who were kidnapped off the streets and sold to another human being to use whatever way they want with them. I'm not surprised by it. I don't want it to happen, and I think it's fucking horrible, but I know it happens, and it will happen. Because when one person believes they can get away with it, they're going to get away with it. They're going to try. And they do. Like, we're not in a fucking TV or a movie. Like,
Well, it helps when you have people who are complicit, other people with power who are complicit, and you have money to be able to.
And there's always going to be somebody who doesn't want to lose their station in life. They don't want to give up some of their power, their status, their stuff.
The stuff that doesn't matter.
Yeah, there's enough people that don't want to be affected by it. And so they will be complicit in it.
Yeah.
So I know all that stuff happens. And like all of the stuff you've been telling me about the things that you were reading in said files, whatever. I'm not surprised by any of it. And I also personally, I don't want to think about it. And one of the reasons why I don't want to think about it is not because I want it to happen or I'm complicit in it happening. It's because I can literally do nothing about it. There's nothing I or you can do about it.
Oh, there's something.
Even if we vote the right people into office and they make laws about it, who gives a shit? There's already laws against all that shit.
I was going to make a joke about the Second Amendment and tyranny or something, but yeah. Here we go.
Oh my God. So side note, yet again, Second Amendment. Again, I go on to conservative and
Best
liberal
Amendment.
pages. Yeah. I go on to conservative and liberal pages on Facebook and I write, like your mother, juvenile. I know it's juvenile. I get it. I was a 13-year-old doing that same bullshit. Anyway, but I was in one.
This gun is
And
fully loaded. Like
the
your mother.
the op or the post said, okay, do you support the Second Amendment? All these people are saying, yeah, all the way down. And I said, I agree with it because I do believe in the Second Amendment, right? I do believe every citizen has a right to.
So you
bear
believe
arms.
that people should be able to commit mass shootings?
What?
I'm just kidding.
Wait, what did you say?
I said, so you believe that people should be able to commit mass shootings?
So this one guy said, yes, every God-fearing citizen of the United States should have a gun. And I said, you're right. So all the mentally ill and criminals and they were like, well, no, they shouldn't be able to have guns. They lost their right to have it. And I said, whoa, hold on. You said all God-fearing citizens should have the Second Amendment. Now my point is just, and of course I was trying to troll him a little bit, but he just kept going on about all the people who shouldn't have guns. And like literally
It's like, I didn't know you were such a big fan of gun control.
like at some point I had to ask him the question of like, who do you think should be allowed to have a gun? Because it's not all citizens like you claim. And it was just amazing.
It's like the Second Amendment was great until the Black Panthers got their hands on guns.
Like, what the fuck? And then a couple of people tried to defend him against me because I kept bringing up like scenarios of like, well, but you're going to take this or that. And then somebody threw in voting. And this is actually where I'm going with this story.
Oh, you already know my stance.
Yeah.
Nobody should vote.
Somebody threw in voting into it and said, it's a privilege to vote. No, it's not. In fact, we have stripped a whole lot of people of their right to vote, and we should have never been able to take that away from them. So what if they're in a prison? I don't give a shit. I don't care what crime they committed. They're a citizen still.
I care more about their actual.
Yeah, I know you care about their education level.
No, not even their I guess
politics.
Not even their education necessarily, but more so like, do they know the issues they're voting on?
Yeah, that's what I mean by their education.
I
and
guess,
politics.
but like, do you know what policies you support, who you're voting for, why? If you actually are politically engaged and know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that annoys the shit out of me is when people vote and they're like, I don't know, I just checked off a box. I'm like.
And see, that doesn't.
I'm like, oh my God.
It doesn't bother
like
me.
when we voted against ranked choice en masse. I bring that up all the time.
Oh, I know.
And every time I talk to somebody and they're like, oh, I didn't know what it was, so I voted against it.
Yeah, like.
And I'm like, you fucking idiot. And then when you explain it to them, like, oh yeah, that makes.
Wait, right there.
What?
That's why they did it.
And when you explain it to them, they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, but that's why they did it, because they were scared they would lose something in the process.
No, because then all the Democrats or only the Republicans would win. And it's like, no, that's not how it works.
That's in fact, it eliminates that problem.
It allows third party and independent candidates to be more viable.
Yeah.
Because you won't have to throw away your vote.
I throw it away every time. I vote for Thanos. Who will I be voting for in 2026? No, 2028?
Yeah.
2028. Thanos yet again. He's dead now, but I'm still going to vote for him.
You just vote for Josh Brolin.
I can't. I might just vote for Josh Brolin. Because why not? Because honestly, he couldn't do any worse of a job.
You should vote for Chuck Norris now that he's dead.
God damn, that's a good idea. I might vote for Chuck Norris. I might.
So the funny thing was, I saw that Chuck Norris died, and all the comments on the article were like Chuck Norris jokes. Like, Chuck Norris didn't die. God just needed a break. Chuck Norris was the only one who could fill his shoes.
My favorite one. My favorite one was death didn't come for Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris went for death. Came for death. What was the other one? Chuck Norris didn't die. He's the only one left alive.
So stupid.
I love Chuck Norris jokes. I love them so much. I didn't like him as a human being because I've heard some of the things that he said over the years politically, and he was pretty consistent, which is awesome. But I didn't like I didn't agree with him a lot of the times. But come on, he had such a good sense of humor with all the Chuck Norris jokes. Have you ever heard him tell Chuck Norris jokes?
Yeah, I think I saw a video years ago with him reading jokes to people.
Yeah, they're fucking hilarious. I'm sorry. When Chuck Norris himself starts cracking up about a Chuck Norris joke, that's awesome. All right.
It's like when Chuck Norris does a push-up, he's not lifting himself up, he's pushing the earth down. Stuff like that. Stupid.
The one from The Expendables?
I don't know.
Chuck Norris got bit by a snake, and after 5 agonizing days in pain, the snake died. oh God, I love that.
I don't know, like, how the Chuck Norris jokes started originally. They're just like,
they're so good though. Oh, it's so good. You got me out of my head real quick by talking about that. So. One thing I will say is all these people that want to do protests over the last couple of years about a bunch of shit, and even right now there's the No Kings protests and stuff. These people are wasting their fucking time. Like, honest to God, you're wasting your fucking time. I understand you want to voice your concern, but go fucking vote. And actually, more importantly, more people run. Like, more people should run for fucking office in all categories. More people should fucking run.
It's difficult, but it's not as difficult as people probably think.
Like,
You
In
do need
most-
to get like signatures
in
usually
most
for
towns, it's like
offices.
50.
You have to get and like obviously if you don't have a lot of money to spend, you have to be creative with how you get your name out there and everything. But it's probably not as difficult. I think the biggest mistake people make is they try to go too big too quick. Start out for like something easy like school board or
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking
like a
about.
small position, and you can build your career up from there if you want to do something bigger or better.
Yeah. Well, like one of the things is everybody keeps bitching about like, oh, it's the same old people. Yes, because they're the ones running. Well, we don't have enough money. You don't need it.
And-
like Mondani spent like way. By the way, somebody fucking go ahead and tell me when I'm wrong. But if I remember correctly, he spent less money than his.
I
than
have
his
no
opponent,
idea, but
and
it
yet
wouldn't
he
surprise
won.
me
And
because
he won.
I think he was running against Cuomo, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Cuomo's got money. Mandami, I don't know anything about him. I know that he's.
I was just, to the best of my knowledge, he spent less money. I'm not sure how much less, but he spent less money and he won, right?
Yep.
Which is minor evidence, but it's evidence to support that if you have a good fucking idea and you show that you're a decent human being, you can win. And on top of that, we just need more people to run. Like we need more people. So like in my town, they had a vote for town council. 3 people were stepping away because they were retiring because they were old as fuck. But they did an election for it, and it was pretty much the same old assholes plus 3 others. One of which who used to be on city council but decided to come back. Another one who used to be part used to
Yeah,
work for the mayor.
we need younger
Like,
generations.
Not
we need-
just younger generation.
No,
we need new
I
people.
no, I will say
I know you'll say younger.
we
I'm
need
gonna
to
say
get
we
away
need
from.
just
There,
more.
there's a reason for that. Besides my bias against boomers,
Yeah, 'cause
it's also just
my
like
God.
I'm not saying that there can't be any boomer candidates who would have my interest in mind. It's just that they're probably, we're generalizing about them. I think having people with different life experiences in there would be a benefit. Millennials, Gen Z, maybe even some Gen Xers, getting people like that in there instead of like you think about it when you look at politics, it's mostly old fucks in all these positions and they
Yeah.
keep getting reelected. Like there's no reason why these people. Do you realize that? In my entire lifetime,
Uh-huh.
almost every single president in my lifetime has been a boomer,
Yes,
and
as they should be.
the majority. No, I mean like from the baby boomer generation. I'm not
Yeah.
like they're all like Clinton was born the same year as Trump, and
Yeah.
Obama's a boomer. Like they're all boomers.
Yes.
Why? It's over 30 years we have the same generation in power.
Because you have to be a certain age to even run for president.
So why wouldn't we have like Gen X and stuff? Why
You can now.
you could have a long time ago.
No,
We keep voting for.
you have to be like 35.
How old
or
was
something.
Clinton when he got elected? Like in his late 40s or
Yeah, he was in
50s?
his 40s.
Right. And now we have
He had to
Trump.
be.
Trump and him are pretty much the same age.
Yeah, hold on. What's the age for president?
35.
It is 35, right?
Yeah.
So like,
I'm not talking about in the 90s, Nick. I'm talking about like
no.
2000s, 2010s.
Yeah.
We've had nothing but boomers. And not only that, the Congress, same thing. The same people have been in Congress for fucking 30 years.
Okay,
Yeah, there are younger people and stuff now, but I'm just saying like a majority of
Yeah.
the senators and these people
I'm not
keep
talking
getting
about
reelected.
senators.
They're
I'm
like,
just talking the president
why
thing.
should they be for
I've
30
only been
years the same
eligible
people?
to be president for the last 10 years. You
What?
understand that, right? Like I'm 45.
yeah.
I've only been able in the last 3
fine.
elections.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
That's not the point. The point is that you have
No, I was trying to say that that's why they're
There-
mostly boomers.
there have
throughout your
been plenty
your
of younger candidates. The problem is they don't get very far,
No.
and then we keep electing the same demographic of people.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna say this because you keep talking about their age. People keep voting for these people. Okay.
Not everybody. It's they get elected in the primaries for their party, or like
Don't
What?
people vote for them?
some, but not many people vote in the primaries.
Start voting in primaries, damn it.
That's why you end up with fucking Biden instead of somebody who's like 20 years younger than him. Like, why not, instead of having people in their 70s
Uh-huh.
and Trump's in his 80s.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Can we have people like maybe shoot for the fucking 50s? Can we get somebody in their fucking 50s?
Let's shoot for the 60s, man. They're in their 80s. Let's shoot for the 60s.
Like we used to have presidents. The majority
Bless you.
The majority of presidents were like, in their 50s, maybe 60s.
Uh-huh.
We had some elected in their 40s, but like now our presidents are all fucking 80 years old. What the fuck?
Yeah. Because people aren't actually voting on whether the person can do the job or not. They think that's what they're voting for, but they're voting for the name they recognize the most.
Oh God.
Like, it's the dumbest fucking thing
Which
I've
is
ever heard of.
which is the argument I made last episode about voting is like what Socrates talked about democracy eventually becoming a popularity contest because people can't actually follow the majority of people who are politically disengaged and don't care about politics or care enough or don't know anything about politics. They don't actually know the issues well enough to vote on them, so they just pick whoever they like better.
Well, yeah.
Which is not a good way to govern.
I mean, but even the most well-informed people that I've come across still vote only in their own self-interest.
I'm not saying that like a meritocracy is perfect. I'm just saying that there's plenty of problems with a democratic system that this whole popularity contest bullshit is stupid because you end up voting for people based on superficial and stupid reasons, or based on what party they're a part of instead of what their policy positions are, their voting history, or voting on particular issues.
Yeah.
I don't know what ranked choice is. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, they will. They will.
But marijuana, good. Let me vote marijuana. Legalize marijuana.
That shit took so long to fucking get approved, too.
They voted yes for marijuana and no for ranked choice.
Yeah.
Oh, God. It hurt my brain so much. Hurt my brain.
But that right there shows you exactly what people want.
Yeah,
They want to be brain numb, and they fucking don't want to have to think about it.
They want legal weed, but don't care about independent or third-party candidates. Fuck the Green Party, fuck libertarians, fuck independents.
Yeah.
We'll keep voting for our D's and R's.
Right.
But as long as I can get my weed, I'm happy.
Right. Well, because somehow we think D's and R's are different people, and they're not. They're just as much a-holes for themselves as everybody else.
All right, I will say that we're approaching a little under an hour. But I would like to wrap up for two reasons. One, I would like to get some food, and two, I would like to use the bathroom. So
Well, so we're wrapping up the episode, and we did not really talk about the topic all that much, but what are your thoughts about politics?
To be fair, I
voting?
didn't expect it to be like a whole hour's worth of conversation.
Yeah,
It was
no,
more
that's
so a conversation starter.
Yeah. What is your thoughts about Zero Sum, about politics in America, about the war in Iran? Tell us what you think in whatever category. And remember, like, share, subscribe. Tell us if we're right or we're wrong. And also, remember, it's all about the love. Steve?
It's all about the Benjamins.
That's right.
That's right. It's all about money. Money and power and lust. Those are the things you should go after.
Focus on those things.
Gluttony. What else?
Wrath.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much for listening.
Pee pee poo poo.